Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has been named as the leader of Azimio. Junet Mohammed has been dropped as the Secretary General of Azimio. Do you know what it means to opposition? It is one term. Nonsense.
Ruto is a very strange but intentional character. I say this because last I saw him, he was very busy mocking the attempts by Kalonzo to jumpstart Azimio. Just listening to this.
Hii siasa tunaelewa bana. Sasa nimesikia ati wanataka kuanzisha Azimio. Ile Azimio tulinyorosha asubuhi na mapema. Sasa niwaulize, Azimio bila ODM ni kuzimia? Azimio bila ODM si kuzimia? Ni kweli ama si kweli?
Now, moments after that mockery, Kalonzo Musyoka put out this tweet on his X page, and I quote, "Kenyans need to know what's happening. State House has instructed the government printer to block publication of Azimio's legitimate leadership changes in the Kenya Gazette. The facts are simple. Philip Kisia is the executive director, Karua Omondi is the secretary general, and myself, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, is the party leader. And we are the ones who are legally appointed. The office of the registrar of political parties accepted our changes. Local dailies published them last week. The Kenya Gazette was scheduled to publish on Friday, February 6th, 2026. Then came the interference. This directly contradicts one of the 10 agenda items we deliberated during NADCO, fidelity to the law on multi-party democracy. I co-chaired those talks in good faith, believing we are building consensus on strengthening Kenya's democratic institutions. Yet here we are watching the same administration undermine the very principles we agreed upon. When State House can arbitrarily stop the publication of legally constituted political party leadership, it's not just Azimio under attack, it's Kenya's multi-party democracy itself, and so on and so forth. Now in this video I want us to look into some of the reasons why Kasongo is trying so hard to take Azimio from Kalonzo, and so with no further ado, let's get after it. Reason number one why Ruto does not want Kalonzo Musyoka to ascend to the highest of the highest office within Azimio is because of Uhuru Kenyatta. You see, Uhuru Kenyatta is retired from politics, but he still has some sort of commitment with Azimio because he's the national chairman of Azimio Coalition Party. And if Kalonzo is allowed to ascend to the party leader position of Azimio, it means Kalonzo and Uhuru Kenyatta and Jubilee and Wiper will all be in one cocoon as we head into 2027. So what does Ruto want to do? He wants to frustrate Kalonzo so much so that he has to exit Azimio, therefore having to renegotiate with an uninterested retired politician to come back into the realm of politics and give him a hand in 2027. How easy is it to do that? Right now, getting Uhuru Kenyatta involved with Azimio is as hard as being in between a rock and a hard place. Now imagine having to leave Azimio, form a new coalition, and reinvite the same uninterested party to come and join ranks with you. It's damn near impossible. And that's what Ruto wants to do. He has seen that Azimio is so well structured with all the parties that he needs for himself, like Jubilee and ODM, that he would rather frustrate them to the point that they disband this entire thing. That is what Kasongo is looking for in this new bid to block the publication of the new party leader of Azimio. Number two, this is all being done for the sake of embarrassing all those who are within Azimio. And I'm talking about the leaders. Now, how does this embarrassment come? It comes in this way. For you to exit any coalition, or even a party, it starts with you writing to the Secretary General of that party. Now, the Azimio Secretary General at the time was Junet Mohammed. They ousted him to bring in Karua Omondi. Now, if the government is able to successfully block this change of guard, at long last, if Kalonzo wants to leave Azimio, he has to write a letter to the SG of Azimio, who is Junet Mohammed. If Uhuru Kenyatta wants to leave Azimio, he has to write a letter to the SG of Azimio, who is Junet Mohammed. Imagine how demeaning it is to write a letter to Junet Mohammed, the same person who ate the money of agents, informing him that, oh, we are now exiting Azimio. This is the equivalent of your landlord telling you, for you to move out of that apartment you are living in, you first need to write to your ex, yule ambaye unachukia sana, for them to give you a go-ahead to leave this apartment. Do you see how demeaning that is? That is what Ruto wants to put all these leaders through his illegal interference and retention of Junet Mohammed for that matter. Now, my personal take on this matter, regardless of what's happening in the political landscape of the country, is that Azimio needs to be butchered. It is a pointless coalition. The name itself sounds disgusting. There is no need to have any Azimio anywhere in the ballot as we head into elections. Because then how do you explain DCP, the new kid on the block, collecting all those numbers in Mlima Kenya to then go be a part and parcel of Azimio? Azimio being one of the paraphernalias of Raila Odinga, the same Raila Odinga who was marketed and merchandised in Mlima Kenya as a boogeyman. That is not wise if you ask me. End this nonsense called Azimio. Start something new that can accommodate DCP, Wiper, DAP, Jubilee, and any other like-minded party, and we push the wheel down the street. Why should we use old mechanisms that have traitors and moles within its ranks? You think it's just Junet? There are many people who are traitors within that Azimio coalition. Let them start something new, build from the foundation, all the way to the walling, all the way to the ring beam, blundering, roofing, interior, window, dirisha, start from scratch, all the way to the end. But don't you dare go to use old mechanisms expecting new results. That is the first advice I can give the opposition. The second one, Kalonzo Musyoka is complaining on Twitter that he sat down with Ruto and in their 10-point agenda for NADCO, and they discussed fealty of political parties and non-interference and so on and so forth. Wake up. Politics is a dirty game. You're in the ring with a person who will cheat any chance he gets. So you'd better crucify that angel character of yours. I'm talking to Kalonzo Musyoka. You are dealing with a dirty person, and we all know it takes a thief to catch a thief. Do what you must. Usishinde unalia kutoka sahi paka 2027 hata baada ya kura tukupate unalia umeibiwa. That will be so disheartening. And if this is the momentum, then for sure that is where we are headed.
Na tukigeukia siasa ni kwamba muungano wa Azimio umefanya mkutano na kuafikiana kwamba kinara wa Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka awe mrithi wa hayati Raila Odinga kama kinara wa muungano huo. Katika mkutano uliofanyika siku ya Jumatatu na kuhudhuriwa na viongozi kadhaa akiwemo Rais mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta, kamati kuu ya Azimio pia imemtema kiongozi wa wachache katika bunge la kitaifa Junet Mohamed kama katibu mkuu wa muungano huo. Mwanahabari wetu Steven Leto anaarifu mengi.
Baada ya kifo cha hayati Raila Odinga ambaye alikuwa kinara wa muungano wa Azimio, kamati kuu ya chama hicho iliandaa mkutano Jumatatu kufanya mabadiliko katika muungano huo. Katika mkutano uliofanyika chini ya uwenyekiti wake Rais mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta, kinara wa Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka alitwikwa jukumu la kuvaa viatu vya hayati Raila Odinga. Katika mabadiliko hayo, Karua Omondi sasa ndiye katibu mkuu mpya wa Azimio, huku mwanasiasa wa zamani Philip Kisia akishikilia nafasi ya mkurugenzi mkuu. Kando na kujazwa kwa ofisi iliyoachwa wazi na Odinga, wengine waliopigwa shoka ni pamoja na mbunge wa Suna Mashariki Junet Mohamed ambaye amekuwa katibu mkuu wa Azimio, na Rafael Tuju ambaye alikuwa mkurugenzi mkuu wa muungano huo kabla ya kujiuzulu. Mabadiliko haya yakiwasilishwa kwa afisi ya msajili wa vyama vya kisiasa John Lorionokou, ikiwa ni pamoja na notisi ya tarehe 29 mwezi Januari ya kuitisha mkutano huo. Makubaliano ya mkutano uliofanyika tarehe 2 mwezi Februari mwaka huu wa 2026 na mabadiliko ya viongozi wa Azimio. Aidha, stakabadhi zilizowasilishwa ni pamoja na barua ya tarehe 2 mwezi Februari iliyotumwa kwa Junet Mohamed kuonyesha notisi ya kumuondoa kama katibu mkuu, fomu ya kisheria ya PP7 iliyo na mabadiliko ya viongozi na orodha ya waliohudhuria mkutano huo. Steven Leto, runinga ya Citizen.
Salam guys, leo nimeletwa hapa kwa sababu ya this book that I'm reading. I don't know if it's a memoir, bibliography, I don't know. I've just started. For me to be safe, let me just say I have just started. And then, you know, it's one of those things that you read and then you bump into the Sunday Nation and you're like, wait, hold up. I need to talk to someone. And that someone has to be who? Kalonzo Musyoka. And I am well informed because of Uhuru's revival of Azimio that is currently being chaired by Kalonzo Musyoka. Munaona Gachagua, so you know where I stand with Gachagua. Munaona Junet. With Junet, I'm just indifferent. I'm nonchalant. I don't have time for that, okay? So now, back to Kalonzo Musyoka. Let me talk to you the way Maya Angelou used to talk to Oprah Winfrey. My dear, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't wait for the 99th time so that you pretend you're shocked for you to believe them even more. And then start storming out. No, save yourself while it's still early. Okay? And I will show you the polls. According to my own internal polls, you're coming in closely at number 2 as Mr. President. This is my own polls. So don't come for me. Don't come for me. So, to Kalonzo Musyoka, my dear, you are trusting the wrong people. Because His Excellency Muigai Uhuru Kenyatta, this will not be a first of him betraying you. So wake up. And number 2, I'm a little bit disappointed with your trip to the US. What are you doing with Trump at the height of Epstein's escapades expose? Nehi. Anyone who knows Kalonzo Musyoka, please tell him to watch, I think, is it chapter 6 or chapter 7? And if he continues with this US Trump thing, we are seeing where he's falling. Okay? So, 20 chapter 2, I tell you why I do not condone this coalition of this and this. Because this has been betrayed before. Iko kwa kitabu chake, Your Excellency. And then I'll tell you why this is becoming a master in the game in part 3. So, salam guys.
I don't do mess.